technologies have a lot of ICT products which can be used in the market, not just for what I mentioned, but also for other things as well. For example, our criminal network, our intelligence network. Today, for example, if the ED is investigating something and the CBI is investigating something and the narcotics department is investigating something else, they all have their data, but it's not communicative and it's not seamless. So if you want to build a national intelligence network, then you want to make sure that all this data is interactive. That if I can actually go to the net or go to a particular site for government use, I can get access. I mean, sometimes what happens is that conspiracies, especially in the context of danger to national security, are hatched in different parts of the country. And different FIRs are filed based on that isolated incident. The incident may well be connected to what is happening in the north with what has happened in the south. Two separate FIRs would be filed, names would be given, but the police officer in the north would not know what the FIR is in the south. And if you are able to, through the system, connect the two FIRs, we would know that the same persons who are named in the FIR in the south are the ones that were named in the north, and you will immediately know that there is an element of conspiracy. I just give you one example. So a lot of intelligence solutions can be found by setting up, and of course, as you know, that India is setting up a national intelligence grid. And one of our objectives is to ensure that this connectivity of various investigation agencies and intelligence agencies, and of course, we have our other intelligence network, which then can also be hooked on to the enforcement network. Remember, the enforcement network is not connected with the intelligence network. So a large part of the information is not known to enforcement. And a large part of the information that enforcement has is not known to intelligence. So the national intelligence grid, would leverage this information for optimal use. That's, of course, the second point that I wanted to make. The third point, of course, is unquestionably the most important. Because once you move away from a paper to a paperless world, that becomes your most valuable information. That really becomes your infrastructure for everything, for development, for everything. And you need to protect it. There'll be lots of people, lots of countries wanting to hack, get into the system and destroy it. This will be in the context of a war. This will be in the context of commerce. To destabilize the internal mechanisms of departments and countries, to ensure that people are relegated to a state of confusion when immediate decision making is being sought. So I think that needs to be protected, and we need IT solutions for that. And I'm sure that in the times to come, these solutions will come. I've always said that the telecommunications sector is the delivery mechanism, but the real content must come from information technology. And we in India are concentrating on delivery, we're not concentrating on content. And so you may have another 500 million mobile phones, and you may have the broadband in place in the next 2 years connecting every village and every district, but if you don't have the content, then there's no use. It's like having a highway without any cars on it. You can create that highway, but unless the consumer runs the car, there's no use having a highway, and nobody's going to pay any toll. Tolls will only be paid if cars run, and industry will only prosper if there is content on the highway. So I've been saying that we must shift our emphasis, though it's important to have the delivery mechanism in place, but we must shift our emphasis to creating solutions, IT solutions for people. And this, of course, is not just in the context of national intelligence network or national intelligence grid, or cyber security issues, or disaster management. It is much beyond that. Your entire developmental process will be based on content. Um, and that's very important. We're going to connect, for example, 26,000 colleges in the next 2 years through the National Knowledge Network. We're going to connect 700 odd universities through the National Knowledge Network, right? But we connect them, but we need open source material and the content for that to actually empower our students in universities. So what is the nature of that content? And this is a great opportunity for the IT industry. And of course, I've only talked about IT. If you marry IT with GIS, you have a product that will be the most empowering product in the world. Imagine if a child sitting in Mohali wants to find out what are his opportunities in Hyderabad, in engineering colleges in Hyderabad. And if you have, through GIS technologies, you can walk through the college in Hyderabad. You can actually walk through the college in Hyderabad along with all the data, and this is all in 3D. And you can then, based on your information that will be accessed by you sitting in Mohali, decide which college you want to go to depending on the course that that college offers. And if that is in 3D form with you, you will also be able to understand the environment in which the college is situated. Right? You'll know the distance from your place. You may, sitting in Gujarat, you may want to go to a college which your family, cannot afford. So you should be looking at colleges near your home rather than 200 kilometers away. And you can do that if you have all this information in GIS form. And that's really, again, an enormous opportunity for the industry. And I can keep on talking, and I'm sure others will follow. But I think this is a great opportunity. Also a great opportunity for me to express my views before you have expressed yours. Because I think that we are at the cusp of an entirely new revolution in this country. And we will be world leaders, I can promise you that. We will be world leaders because nobody has the enormous capacity that India has, which can marry information technology with the human resource that we have to solutions for tomorrow. No other country in the world has that. No other country, one, has the human resource. No other country is as advanced in information technology and has the basic network of information technology that we have. So we are at the cusp of a new revolution. I mean, if you go to a country like, say, Taiwan, who are very net savvy, very computer savvy, but they don't have any people. Taiwan has no young people. So they are wanting to come to India and say, send your kids to Taiwan, we will give them degrees at a cost of only $5,000 instead of the $60,000 that they pay going to the United States of America. Same thing with Korea. South Koreans have no people, right? So where there is technology, there is no human resource, right? And where there is human resource, there is very little technology. India is perhaps the only exception where we have the combination of a very high quality human resource with technology, with advanced technology, and a satellite communication network which can match any in the rest of the world. So I'm very happy to inaugurate this, very happy to be here, delighted to be in the midst of people who will take this forward. I know those on the stage are committed to it, but I can tell you this, if you walk 5 steps, I will walk 10 steps ahead. Thank you.